So I realized that I did not actually review Brokeback Mountain on my last video. So let me just do a really quick summation about what this book is about. So this is about a story of two, I don't know if the word farmhands is the right word, but dudes who do like rounding of like animals and they, oh my God, please forgive me. I don't know what the term is. I want to call them like, anyways. Yes, they deal with a lot of sheep and they herd and they make sure that, not sheep, but they make sure the cows are not, they round the cows and they make sure that they're not, attacked by coyote or wherever on this mountain. Anyways, though these two guys basically from different backgrounds end up working together on, which is Brokeback Mountain. And initially, like the relationship, and I mean, this book goes by pretty quick because it's only 60 something pages, this short story, excuse me. But basically, in a nutshell, they are on this mountain, they become romantic with each other, and they decide in the long scheme that they're not going to pursue a relationship openly. Like this relationship takes place, I think, in the like 1950s, 1960s or something like that. So homosexuality was a very big no then. I mean, people, anyways, they weren't ready to come out with it. And so basically they went their separate ways, but they would, occasionally come back to this mountain where they would, have their relationship. They would just, do what people do in relationships, love each other in the biblical way, so to speak. And then they would part their ways again. And so it talks about this story is over like I think a 20-year or so span, and talks about kind of their hardships. Like they both end up getting married to women, and I think they both have children. Enos Del Mar and Jack Twist, those are the characters' names. If you've seen the movie, Jack Twist is played by Jake Gyllenhaal, and Enos Del Mar is played by Heath Ledger. And so anyways, this book is talking about some of the struggles they've had within their marriages, how homosexuality is viewed, like what kind of things they fight about when they get together. And so this is the spoiler part for those of you who have not seen it. But over this time, Jack Twist ends up getting killed. And in the book and in the movie, like more so in the movie, it was more ambiguous. You don't know if he was killed because he was out in these streets trying to get his, life. I mean, like he was trying to have sex with other dudes. That's what I meant. And you don't know if he was killed because of that, or you don't know because of the story that his wife ends up telling Enos Del Mar's character, or Enos Del Mar. In the book, I think it was heavily implied, or Enos Del Mar, in his all of hearts, believed that Jack was killed by another group of guys, probably swinging a tire iron. Is that what it is, Brian? Please.
Yeah.
A tire iron, yes. In the movie, it kind of alludes to that might have been the consequence of his death, but in the story, Enos Del Mar. So when I'm referencing this in the story, Enos Del Mar tells Jack Twist the story about how when he was a little boy, there were two guys, two cowboys that lived together, and basically one of them ended up getting killed by a group of townsmen because they were not in agreement with their lifestyle. And that was one of Enos Del Mar's concerns, is he didn't want to be killed by people who were not accepting of their lifestyle. And Jack was kind of like out in these streets, like he conformed to societal expectations, but at the same time he was going to do him. And that's what Enos Del Mar thinks did him in. He basically wasn't really wise with his decision making, or he wasn't that discreet at times. So so it talks about that in the book, and how Enos Del Mar deals with Jack Twist's death, and it's a very fascinating story. I recommend it. It's only 64 pages. It's not that long, and I mean, it covers a lot of really real issues that, you know, we're still dealing with in 2016. So I recommend it. So sorry that I didn't go into that. I think I was still fired up about Nookie Town and how that book pissed me off because it was a waste of my time. But, you know, you can't read winners all the time. So anyways, I recommend Brokeback Mountain, and thank you for listening to this again. Have a good night.